Hey y'all, I am chilling in my rocking chair. I don't actually like to rock that much though, but anyway, I was just thinking about how I wash my hands all the time, and I thought it might be fun to do a series of videos about controlling our stress bucket. So I think anybody who's autistic and many others can agree that there is a thing called a stress bucket and it fills up throughout the day. And I did a comic about this not too long ago. Actually, it was last year. Basically, non-neurodivergent folks, non-autistics, have a manageable stress bucket for the most part. Meaning, some days it gets filled more than others, so they might be more stressed out some days than others or through certain experiences. But they eat on a regular basis and drink water on a regular basis and sleep. I've noticed huge differences between neurotypicals and autistics with respect to sleep, meaning that they sleep better. My ex would lay down and be passed out like almost instantly, as well as take a nap with kids running around. So our stress buckets are full, they get full so much faster. And then part of the challenge is they don't totally get emptied if we're not eating on a regular basis, which a lot of us struggle with, or we're not drinking water, or we're not sleeping well. Because those are the kind of things that help your stress bucket out. So if we're not doing those things, then we're basically lugging around a full stress bucket like all the time. So one of the things I'm really conscious about is how can I keep stuff from going into my stress bucket so that it doesn't overflow so much or so frequently or get so heavy. And so that's what this series would be about. What I'm going to talk about today is the little sensory stuff. So I do not like my hands feeling dirty at all. If there's any kind of stickiness or grime, like they're already feeling like I need to go wash them again. Or sometimes my ring gets sticky and I have to take it off and wash it. So I'm really conscious about washing my hands as much as I want to, so that my stress bucket can stay less empty. That's not going in there. Other sensory things, even though I may not feel like I need my sunglasses to go outside, I wear them anyway because that just keeps the stress down. I currently have my curtains open, which is pretty rare. Normally they're closed because, again, I know myself well enough to know that excess light is more stuff going in my stress bucket, sensory-wise. I also know that I need to eat, so I do my best to remind myself to eat. And I have, as you guys have seen, a huge jug of water that's a gallon of water, and it has little time notations so that I have goals of how much water I should drink by what time of day, and that's helped a ton. Additionally, sensory-wise, vitamins or any meds you take are super important because they help your brain chemistry and your body. So I have a 30-day box with separate little containers for my daily meds and vitamins. And I keep that in front of me by where I work so that I remember to take them. And by the way, I need to go take them after this video. And then other sensory things are like I let myself stim with my body. I mean, this haircut, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a mohawk in the back too. And it's overgrown. I need to give myself a haircut, but it's a huge part of me having a portable stim station. People might think I do my haircut a certain way because I want to look a certain way, and I actually don't really give a shit what I look like, and this is bedhead, and I don't care. But the point is that I can pull on the longer stuff, especially in the back of my neck, which I really like. But when this is cut nice and short, I can fuzz it, and I love to fuzz that. So my head is a sensory toy. My haircut is a sensory toy. So I encourage things like that. And then, of course, my trusty old stim necklace, which I wear all the time. I take it off to sleep because I don't like the way it feels when it's tugging when I roll over or something. But yeah, there's that. And then this is my married myself wedding ring. It's a spinner ring. The centerpiece spins. So I really love to play with this one too. So these are all sensory positive things that I'm doing. So with your stress bucket, you want to lower it and be really conscious of the negative sensory things like too much light. I'm hungry, but I don't know that I'm hungry. My body's thirsty, but I don't know it. My body needs vitamins, but I'm not taking them. What else did I say in the beginning? My hands feel dirty and I don't like the way that feels. The clothes I'm wearing, right now I'm wearing these Adidas like jogger pants. They're too loose and they keep falling down and it's driving me fucking crazy. And that's a sensory issue. So if I was smart, and I probably will do this after the video, I'd go find a pair of pants that fits me better so I don't keep feeling this tugging sensation. Figure out what are the negative sensory things happening for you today and do everything you can to eliminate those or reduce them first. That's the first thing. The second thing with managing your sensory bucket or your stress bucket is after you've done your best to reduce the negative sensory experiences, encourage yourself to find the positive sensory experiences. So, you know, my new aunt has these like grasses growing and she likes to pet them. She's growing these grasses and she pets them and it feels good. And, you know, me with my hair. And yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling now. I hope that makes sense, but I'm trying to give a frame of reference to think about stress and, you know, think of it like a little bucket and you're carrying it around and everything that's negative in your experience goes into that bucket and then you have to carry it and it gets heavier and then it sloshes over and then it's a big mess and probably a shutdown or a meltdown. So it's important that us autistics as a coping mechanism, because we're, you know, a lot of us are super smart and we think a lot of us think very categorically. So the category one, again, to repeat, is negative sensory input. Do your best to reduce it. List it out if you need to and do your best to reduce it. Share it with your family if you need to and do your best to reduce it. And then positive sensory bucket, list it out if you need to and then do your best to encourage it and share it with your family and have them remind you to do your positive sensory stuff. I've got, you know, a little private pack separate from the Autistic Wolf page where we remind each other to eat and drink water and take our meds and do things that are good for us, because that actually helps your stress bucket quite a bit. If you're not sleeping well, please talk to your doctor. There are solutions. Unfortunately, a lot of them are meds, but I have struggled to sleep my entire fucking life. I am now on a medication that is originally used for to treat psychosis, but it has a secondary off-label use of putting me the fuck to sleep. And so when I take that combined with the muscle relaxer I take once a day for my back injury, I'm out within like 30 minutes to an hour and I sleep a good solid 5 hours. I struggle with sleep after the 5 hours, but usually I'm groggy enough that I can fall back asleep relatively easy. But having that 5 hour undisturbed, I don't fucking move block is so important for emptying the stress bucket. Okay, I'm done talking now. I hope this is a helpful framework.